This piece of paper right here means nothing. And if you're wondering what that is my degree in computer science. That certificate, that degree, it literally has meant nothing to my career and currently where I'm at. And I say that because I was under the impression, coming from where I've come from in the household I was in, that once I got that degree, it would solve all my problems. And I don't really think it did that. And what I mean by that is I got the degree, I graduated, I even had a job immediately after I graduated. So there was not even time to worry. I remember the hiring manager for my job was like, "You don't want to take a break?" And I was like, "No, I need the money." Like that's just the mindset that I had when I went from college into technology. And the reason I say that this degree necessarily didn't mean anything for me is just because I thought I was going to be a programmer. I thought I was going to be some type of software engineer, maybe eventually one day work my way to manager. However, I would say my first few years working were more impactful and more determining than my 4-year degree. That is because I felt as though once you're in a certain line of work, and I know a lot of people are trying to, let's say they're trying to move from finance to tech, healthcare to tech, HR to tech. That is also hard. Like there's no doubt about it. But even moving within tech is not easy. Even if you just have the 4-year degree, even if you have relevant experience, it's not easy to just switch. I, one hand, when I graduated, I was not automatically some programmer. I had an internship where I programmed. I programmed all throughout my college career, whether that was in class, outside of class, and then, like I said, with my internship. My first job with the same company that I did my internship with and programmed, I was not a programmer. I was seen as I think it was a digital analyst. Now, I worked with AWS, which is huge. The cloud is huge. But I didn't do a single lick of programming. And I spent my whole career trying to get back to it. But then you got to think about there's certifications. Then you kind of have to learn every day at your current job and then learn also something on the side in order to take certifications to get to where you want to be. And it just becomes a lot. Life moves on. You get a family. That's exactly what happened to me. I have a family now and life just passed by me fast. And I wish that I knew that going into college because I spent a lot of time just focusing on where I was at, trying to make the most of where I was at. And I didn't realize how important it was to continue getting certifications and getting just more relevant experience building projects. I know a lot of people say that, but when you spend so much time trying to get that degree and you finally get it, it's hard to find the motivation to make projects, especially when, like I said, the same company that hired me is the same company I previously did programming with. So it was just hard. I thought maybe one day I'll be able to find myself back to programming. Here we are. A year later, I have not. So this video is not to say that my degree is worthless or anything like that. Like it's not like I get paid less money. Obviously, in some software engineering roles, you look at Google, the Amazons, and all that. Yeah, they make a lot of money, but I think I'm okay. I think the biggest thing is just I would say to any college student, anyone early career, anyone in career in general, just your degree is not going to get you everything. You have to put in the extra work, and I have since then. That was a lesson I had to learn, but it wasn't easy. It maybe I almost felt entitled. And now that I think about it, I felt as though I put in the work to get this degree. I put in I worked tirelessly in school, tirelessly out of school, tirelessly at this internship, and here we are. Still not where I thought I would be. And spending so much time trying to get back to that, I haven't programmed in so long. What's the point? It's not to say it's impossible. There's plenty of people who do it. It's definitely not impossible. I definitely every day my coding skills come into handy because I have a developer ask me something and I look and they're trying to show me something, and it's less time. A meeting that could have been an hour because they would have to take the time to explain to me everything takes 15 minutes because I already know what I'm looking at, so they just got to explain the actual problem. That has helped me as my career has changed more into a product management role. So I'm appreciative of that, and that's a skill that before I got in this role and did interviews and whatnot, there was a lot of companies that was like, well, no, that's really good. We really appreciate it. They simply just gave me offers and wanted me to be on their teams because I had that skill. It saves a lot of time. Things company like doing are saving money and saving time. So I enjoy being able, and I think I like this even more than programming. I think I do. As much as I would like to be programming, and I know programming, everybody thinks of it as you get to ignore the world and work. Product management is not like that, but even programming to an extent is not always like that. It just is very dependent on your company. It is dependent on a lot of things. Not everywhere is going to be like that. However, for me, I just felt as though I was lost and I was trying to find my way back, and I was just upset at my degree. It's like, well, if I'm not programming, I should have did this or I should have did that. And there's a saying for that. Like, you could think about that, and maybe that would lead you right down the right path. But I feel as though I'm currently at where I'm supposed to be, and I'm making the most of it. And I think the success with my job and whatnot are showing that. It's showing that once I started putting in the effort and stopped regretting what I didn't get, things started to work out for me. So my advice of this whole video, and I had this advice, but I really have nowhere to give it. I have nowhere to give it. I know I haven't uploaded in forever, and I've tried different stuff in the past, but this was advice I felt as though I needed to get out, and I didn't know where to put it. Ultimately, my thing is just saying, when you get your degree, that the learning doesn't stop. You have to make yourself the best candidate possible. If you want to program, then program. Make these outside projects, connect with people. There's just a lot of things that I wish I would have did differently. I wish I would have spoke up more when I got moved from that programming team, because I was part of this like rotational program. It's to help people help. In my idea, the way they pitch it is, we help you see what you like, and then once you find what you like and they like you, that's it. That's a match made in heaven. What ended up happening was, the team I was on loved me. They wanted to keep me. But while you're in that program, the team is not responsible for your salary. So once I was out that program, they did not have the headcount or the funds to bring on another full-time employee. So therefore, it was almost like a scramble to find where to put me, because that's the team I worked for the last year. Obviously, these other teams are not familiar with my work, so I had to go and kind of showcase myself, but they're not familiar with my work. And then I just ended up being put on this cloud formation team that we were building. It wasn't even as if that was something that has been in the works for years. That was a new thing, and the company didn't even know if it was going to work. Bringing in AWS and seeing how that would go. And ultimately it did. So I'm thankful for it. Being part of that obviously has put a lot of eyes on my career, and I think that's a good thing. And it's helped me out a lot, for sure. Being able to say that I've helped a company go from on-prem to the cloud, very beneficial. Now it's just a matter of, for me, getting my certs and being more, learning these things. But yeah, just speak up when you feel as though, because that's one thing I wish I would have did in that moment, was, even though I didn't have the head count, I wish I would have. I was so scared of just not having a job, especially COVID and stuff. I was so scared of just not having a job. I thought maybe, I should just go with the flow, but no, speak up. And if that's what you want, then you have to make the most of it. The degree gets you in the door, but it does not finish the job. It doesn't even get you halfway. It literally just opens the door for you. You have to do the rest. That's something I wish I knew then. But thank you so much for watching. I don't know if I'll make another video. We'll see. But I felt as though that was information I needed to get out, that I personally just had nowhere to go. So I thought maybe put it here. But thank you so much for watching.